Shuddho buddho vimuktaha Shrutishikharagiram mukhyatatparya bhumi Yasmat jatam samastam Jagadidam amrdat vyapya sarvam sthidoya Yasyam sham shavataraihi Suranaravanajairakshidam sarvametad Tam bhumanam mukundam Hridigatamalam Krishnameva prapadye Tam bhumanam mukundam Hridigatamalam Krishnameva prapadye Madhiya hridaya kashe Sadanandamayo Guru Udetu satatam samyak Swatmananda prabodhaka Hari 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 Om Tas Jaya Guru Jaya Guru Jaya Guru. I recited two important hymns in the way of benediction for all of you. Now I would be commencing my talk and talking to you for some time. Then at the end of it we can have some questions and answers also. But before I begin to talk, I would like all of you to do a recitation yourself. What is that recitation? It is not a word or a line. Nothing like that. It is only a combination of three syllables, A, U and which together represents the entire gamut of knowledge evolved and expressed by the human. Can you imagine how profound will be the syllable and how magnificent will be the effect of reciting it properly? So I would like you to recite this auspicious monosyllable 3 times, collectively, jointly with me. The purpose of this recitation jointly will be to think mentally that this joint sound should permeate the whole of the earth, generating its benedictions on all the living beings upon the earth. This kind of a creative thought can be nurtured only by the human. It needs the human intelligence and also the vocal system, which we alone have. Others can produce sounds, but they cannot articulate as we do. They don't have any alphabet as such, and they don't have a vocabulary also. But we have. That is our distinction. It is also the distinct capacity of the human body, the intelligence on the one hand and the vocal system on the other. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes. Open the mouth and the heart and join me. Loudly with a full-throated voice. Very good, very good. Oh. We are going to have a discussion on the subject balancing professional and spiritual pursuits. I thought about this subject, this title, balancing professional and spiritual pursuits. I don't know who evolved this title, but there is a lot of appreciation due for this title. Balancing professional and spiritual pursuits. That means we have two pursuits here. One is a professional pursuit, another is the spiritual pursuit. And when these are balanced, so there is an art and a process of balancing them. First of all, I would like to tell you that if you understand the spiritual pursuit in its proper detail and measure, all the pursuits of life will stand blended with it. It will be a comprehensive pursuit. The trouble with all of us is we never try to make anything full and comprehensive. There are so many people who are devoted to God, who practice devotion. You know what is their devotion? First of all, they will say, I have my own beloved God. Oh, there are divisions in God? A plurality of gods, and some you like and some you dislike? Is this the way you should think of devotion and God? God is omnipresent and all comprehending. So when you are devoted to God, can it be a special God or a particular God? Altogether only one. So there is a correction required there. Similarly, I ask people, if you are a devotee of God, are you not always a devotee? Tell me. Every person invariably gets married. When he gets married, does his personality change? Or the unmarried man now got married? But the real personality has not changed. It is the same person incorporating a new relationship. Is it not? You are a son, you are a brother. In addition to being a son and a brother, you also become a husband. Thereafter, when you become a parent, what is happening? Is there any change in the person? Why are you keeping quiet? So he who was the son, the brother, became a husband, and now he became a parent. It is all additional facets added to the same personality. In the same manner, if you are taking up a spiritual pursuit, that pursuit is such that it can comprehend very many different facets. One is a professional life. Now let me know how many segments of life are there. Have you ever thought about it? We have got a domestic friend or a residential friend. Then we have a professional friend. We have thirdly a societal friend. Everyone's life consists of all the three. You cannot disconnect one from the others. You cannot draw a line. I always tell people, the moment you get out of your house, the boundaries of your house, you tell me, where are you placing your feet on? On the footpath of a road invariably, or a public path. Within your house, you can say it is my house and my compound. The moment you step out, where are you placing your foot? On a public property. Public property means something that belongs to the society at large. So is there any life which is all individual and familial, or every life is equally social? Why are you keeping quiet? Are you not at once, at the same time, a man of the family and a person of the society and a person of the nation as well as the globe? It is all understanding the whole picture. I always say an individual is born of the family, but the individual constitutes the family. And the family is a societal segment. Such segments together form the nation, and the nations together form the globe. But where from have we begun? From the individual. So the individual is not merely a family circled man. He is equally societal, national and global. In the same manner, I always tell people, if you are a devotee wherever you go and whatever you do. And if you are a devotee and devotion is strong in you, everything you will do devotedly and devotionally. Even your profession you will pursue devotionally, not disconnected from devotion and devoteehood. So, balancing professional and spiritual pursuits. If you have a spiritual pursuit, you understand it properly and you pursue it in a wholesome manner, understanding it more and more, there is a lot to be understood, then you will find your professional segment is included in it and equally the societal segment. There is no separation at all. The three together constitute our individual life. We are sending our children to schools and colleges. What for? To get educated. After education, what happens? He or she becomes a professional. Our education itself is geared to enable the children who are passing out to become professionals. And depending upon the need of the country, which kind of a profession we want, the education also will be shaped. About India, I can say, there is an institute of chartered accountants there. It is generally difficult to pass, but there are children who pass it in the first attempt itself. Now, every time they monitor how many students can we pass, because they don't want chartered accountants to be loitering on the street. So what is the requirement of the market? Depending upon it, they pass students. I think you should understand the whole subject. Our life is meant to be a professional life. What about the women who are working in the household? Their profession is house management, maternity. They alone can do it. So understand that an individual cannot be separated from the residential or domestic front in which he lives, then from the societal segment in which he moves, and the professional front where he tries to contribute to the gross productivity of the nation and globe. These are inseparable. They together constitute our life. That is an important point. As for this program, I thought about it. What is this? This is a knowledge interaction between all of you, the participants, and myself who conducts it, talks to you. Now, this is consisting of a 5-way process. This is a 5-way process. It has got 5 phases. One is the speaker speaks to you. In other words, he exposes, he provides you an exposure. Now, his exposure can never be unless the participants on the other side are attentive and attuned to his exposure. Unless you are receptive, I won't be able to speak to you. If my exposure has to be effective, there must be correspondingly receptivity on your side, attunement. So the first is myself talking to you. That is my role. Thereafter I do nothing. Following that, what do you have to do? The second stage will be, you should reflect upon whatever you have heard, whatever message you have been given. That reflecting upon, ruminating over, introspecting over, and absorbing the message. That is to be done completely by you. This is where the participants always fail and prove inadequate. Once you reflect upon the message, what happens? You start assimilating the message. Just like food is assimilated, it is transformed into red hot blood. All are taking place within the course of a few hours. So understand what is meant by transformation and assimilation. You receive a message. That reception is as long as the speaker delivers the message. Then it ends. Thereafter you have to reflect upon it. And that reflection cannot be 1 hour, 2 hours. It can be several, it should be several hours. Until you are able to understand and assimilate what you have received. Once you have assimilated it, mark my words, it becomes an enrichment in your personality. Am I clear? Huh? Yes. Anything assimilated, as I said, food when assimilated and absorbed becomes blood. What is it that we consume? Solid matter, fluid matter, absolutely inert matter. That matter we have consumed, and the transformation that has taken place is it is hot blood. Tell me what is the comparison between the two? Are they alike in their properties? Huh? See, what can the transformation mean? So when you assimilate it, it becomes your enrichment, a possession that you have, a treasure that you have, a potential, a power, a strength, an ability, a skill, a merit. It becomes a merit. It all depends upon your reflection. You should retain the message by reflection and assimilation. And once it becomes your enrichment, keep quiet. It starts expressing in you. In what? In your words, in your thoughts, in your actions. You cannot prevent it. Once you have assimilated the message and it becomes your enrichment, then it becomes a coexistential property or a potential in you. This is what you should understand. I always find I talk to quite a number of people, different kinds, different occasions. But what about the retention, receptivity, assimilation, reflection? That part you alone can do. I cannot help it. You can come to me again. I can talk to you again, clarify the matters. That I can do. So the exposure alone is given to us. In that, you, the participants as well as the speaker, the deliverer, they are working together. The idea is a qualitative enrichment. It is an enrichment in the way of quality. Quality. All the 3 segments, the domestic life, the residential life, the societal life and the professional life, all of them are integral in nature. Integral in nature. Will you remember this? Huh? One cannot be separated from the other. We have about 20 to 30 people assisting us in the ashram. Most of them are women. Men are much less in number. So now and then I call them and I tell them, my dear women, girls, see, you are spending 8 hours in the ashram. And I doubt whether you are spending equal hours at home. Because they will sleep for 8 to 9 hours. So you are spending more time in the ashram. This ashram is a knowledge abode. It's an abode of austerity. It's an abode of piety. It's an abode of divinity. So having been associated with us so long, every day, more than the time you spend at home, should you not get transformed? Every day, every year, every month, every week, you should have a positive transformation. Are you becoming good and better? Do you become noble? Are you able to be happy and contented? Can you put up a smiling face always? Make sure that this is done. So when you go to the professional front, you cannot lose your potential. Whatever is your worth, you cannot lose it. It can grow further. Additional elements can be incorporated. By a professional life, every man is improving. He is learning a lot. Now, when you think of the three segments, we are interacting. In the domestic front, we are interacting with the members of the family. It can be parents, husband, wife, children, brothers, sisters, etc. and in-laws and so many other people. So there are different members, not one. At least 3 or 4 or 5 members will be there in a family. In a society, it can be strangers, depending upon where you are, how you travel, etc. In the professional front, you have your colleagues, bosses and assistants. All of them are there. But in all these, you should understand, the interacting subject individual is the same. How long should I stop? Pause. The interacting subject person is the same. The interacted with alone changes. So the interactions are proceeding from where? You tell me. Suppose somebody speaks to you. Speaking is his interaction. What is your interaction? Your interaction is hearing him. So every time your interaction proceeds from you. And from where? From the body or from the mind? Sollungole. Are you sure? Are you giving enough importance to the mind? I don't think. None of you is giving importance to the mind. Mind is the source of all experiences. It is the source of all experiences, of all activity. Our eyes see. Eyes are inert. Our body is inert. It is made up of the food we consume. It is nothing but matter. Being a material mass, it is inert. I-N-E-R-T. It has got no potential at all. Can this do anything? If I wear it, then it can help. Eyes will be helped to see, that's all. And even that power is infused into it by human intelligence. So the interactions are designed and decided upon by the mind inside the body. Then the mind employs the senses and does the interaction. But the entire interactional process is within. Will you agree? Huh? Yes. I am seeing all of you. So many are there. All of you are seated there and I am seated here. I never do anything to see you. I open my eyes. So where is the interaction called see? Seemingly in the eye. But the eye by itself will not be able to see. The light rays come and contact the cornea. The sound waves come and touch the eardrum. Till then it is sound. Thereafter, electrical pulses go to the brain center. And knowledge of the words received or heard, everything takes place inside. So you tell me, all the interactions are initiated by the mind, resting upon the mind, and completed in the mind. If mind is internal, the interaction which begins and rests upon the mind and concludes in the mind is also internal. Do you agree or not? Yes. But are you aware of it? Yes. How many people? You must have heard me then. Otherwise, I don't think this thought will ever occur to you. So the interactional subject is the same. Now what is spirituality? Spirituality is trying to understand the interacting subject and the subjective processes and improving upon them. Enriching our mind, elevating our mind, enlightening our intelligence, bringing more and more expansion, bringing more and more assimilative power, increasing the assimilative power. A person scolds me. He has scolded. He has scolded you. Who has done the wrong? Have you done the wrong or he has done the wrong? Why should you worry? He has scolded me. You can think why he has scolded me. If necessary, ask him. After hearing patiently, if you find that he has got some ground, then prostrate before him. I am happy that you scolded me and pointed out my wrong. Please do it again. And then improve. Suppose there is no substance in what he said, why should you worry? But still, a person who has scolded you, you remember it for 15 years. 15 years you remember. And your mind becomes heavy. Are you a fool or a wise person? Admit it. For his scolding, his mistake, you are suffering. Suppose what he said is right, you are grateful to him. If it is wrong, throw it away forever. Ask him to scold again, so that you will become more stable. So the interactional subject is the important point here. That subject should be constantly enriched. If interactions are proceeding from us, resting upon us, and also terminating in us, how many times shall I repeat this? If interactions proceed from you, are resting upon you, and also concluding and terminating in you, where do you have to touch and improve? Huh? In ourselves. That is called a spiritual pursuit. Spiritual pursuit is that part of that pursuit which is spiritual in nature. Are you following me? Is my talk interesting? Huh? I am asking you, are you a spiritual person or a material person? If you are a material person, we will carry your dead body for cremation. You are a living body, an enlivened body. That enlivening factor is not material. It is inner and spiritual. It is not matter. It is not energy. The entire creation consists of matter and energy and all. Both of them are not spiritual, material. So there is a third factor which is neither matter nor energy. That is what we initially call the mind, intelligence, etc. So you tell me, when I look at you, I am looking at your body. But what do I understand? Here is a living person. So looking at your material body, am I not understanding the livingness in you? And that livingness, does it belong to the body or to the spirit? That is why we call it spiritual. So spiritual pursuit is that pursuit which goes on working in the spiritual part of your personality. Subjective, inner and internal. Constantly trying to enrich the mind, the quality of the mind, the refinement of the mind, the reformation of the mind. Every time, I say, every day of your interaction should be an enrichment to you and enrichment to the world outside. When you become enriched, your contribution becomes enriched. You can do your work with a poisoned mind. You can also do your work with a nectarine mind. What are you going to do? Are you going to carry a poisonous mind or a nectarine mind? Understand what brings about nectarineness in the body, in the mind. That should be your interest. It is not balancing actually. It is combining the two, and never feeling a conflict at all. Can this be done? Yes. 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 How can it be done? I will give you an illustration. An illustration which has been in India for more than 5,000 years. That illustrious incident is known to millions and millions of people. Somebody had written about him. Who was the author? Vyasadeva was the author. He had written a Mahabharatam, a beautiful epic consisting of 125,000 Sanskrit verses. Can you imagine? 125,000 Sanskrit verses. He was describing the decline and fall of the Kuru dynasty. Decline and fall of the Kuru dynasty. Hastinapura dynasty. There were two dynasties which ruled India. One is the solar dynasty, another is the lunar dynasty. Both of them are very famous. This is the second one. There was a time when this subjective part of life was totally forgotten and neglected, which means values declined, ideals fell, and disciplines were lost. Do you know why the great Roman civilization perished? Anybody knows? The Roman civilization did not perish out of an economic crisis, but out of an ethical crisis downfall. The orders produced by the higher powers were not heeded by the lower ones. Within the domestic, within the household, the trust and confidence and obedience, etc., completely was getting lost. So there was an ethical, behavioral, and characteral decline. That is why the Roman civilization perished. People don't understand, in spite of our advancing intelligence, I am very sorry to say that we don't understand the place and importance of values and ideals. There is one portion from Mahabharata called Bhagavad Gita. It consists of 700 verses. What is the original number, full number? 125,000, out of which 700 verses. That constitutes Bhagavad Gita. Why has it become Bhagavad Gita? It is a crying child. To pacify him and appease him, what do the mothers do? They sing a song. In the course of 5 or 10 minutes, the crying child will keep quiet and go to sleep. In my young days, I have put the children at home. I used to put them on a cradle and swing them. While swinging, I used to chant Sanskrit poetry. I used to sing from Narayaniya. By the time I complete 4 or 5 verses, the child will have gone to sleep. Like that, Arjuna began to cry. Arjuna was an illustrious fighter. He went to fight after 13 years of preparation, during which time he performed severe austerity, foregoing even sleep, and he won Pashupadastra. He was already very mighty and magnificent. He became all the more so. And he had a huge, beautiful Gandiva bow also. With these embellishments, he went to the battlefield. And he wanted to survey the armies before deciding upon the strategy. So he asked Krishna, the charioteer, take my chariot to the front so that I can see both the armies. Krishna was very clever, very clever. He had his own intention. Arjuna only facilitated it. Arjuna said, I want to see both the armies. Krishna decided, you say this is not. You are a great fighter. I will show you how hollow you are. In your own way, I will proceed. So he whipped the horses and they galloped. And when they reached in front of Bhishma and Drona, the commanders of the enemy camp, he stopped. Then he said, see the army. One was the grandfather, a great, kindly, graceful grandfather. Another was his own teacher. Both of whom, the moment he saw, he would see, he should fall at their feet and prostrate. And such people are commanding, Arjuna, hit here. We have come here. Can you hit? We will hit. Arey, what is this? What? My own grandfather and my own teacher from whom I have learned my skills, and I am using the skills against him? Krishna, this is not a war at all. I can fight with enemies to any extent. I have done it. I have won also. I am still prepared to fight. This is not a war against enemies, against one's own loving grandfather and teacher. And so many relatives are present on both sides. This war I cannot fight. It is very sinful. He crumbled miserably. His bow slipped from his hand. His body began to tremble. And his mind began to whirl. And the intelligence said, never, sinful, go back. Tell me, what was the resources left in him? The material acquisition, Gandiva failed, body failed, senses failed, mind failed, intelligence failed. Nothing was there. Desperately he looked to Krishna. Krishna was no mood to accept what Arjuna said. Arjuna, mind you, you are a fighter and you have come to the battlefield not to display your sympathy, but to display your valor and heroism, to fight. What are you saying? Has any fighter in the world ever done so, as you are doing now? So correct yourself. Get up, have the right perception. Speak of fighting, speak of battle. Never speak of sympathy here. Ask everyone who is assembled here. He has come to fight and kill or get killed and fall in the battlefield. Nobody wants to return alive except after having won the war. Arjuna came to his senses and he started raising deeper questions, and Krishna answered. 2.5 years maximum the dialogue would have been extended. At the end of it, Krishna asked him, did you hear me well with attention? Has your delusion gone? Are you stable? He said, yes, yes, yes. I will take back my bow and arrow and fight not one Mahabharata war, but a score of it if necessary. This is how spirituality overwhelms the professional life. For Arjuna, what was the profession? See, we have got so many facets of profession and other things. The most complex is public administration. The public administrator will have to take very cruel decisions sometimes. Very cruel. Extremely painful. And war is not done by the people. War is done by public administration, by the government. And that is the most challenging, exacting, and painful task, adventure of man. In that professional field, when Arjuna crumbled, Krishna's dialogue completely redressed his problems. What were his problems? Would you like to hear? First of all, grief, affliction, torment. The second is doubt. The third is ignorance. The fourth is delusion. In the professional front of yours, don't you think these are the problems for you even today? Or anything else? Huh? You become aggrieved. You feel pained. You feel your knowledge is not sufficient. And you have a number of doubts and questions. And you are deluded. These are the elements which trouble you. These are the ones which Bhagavad Gita treats. Not only for Arjuna, for us it is the war of professional life or the war of life itself. There what is happening? I said interaction is always from you. The interacting subject remains the same. Interacted with alone changes or change. So where should you look at? The interacting subject or the interacted with? When you become efficient, what is efficiency? Efficiency is a quality of the body. Determination, resolve, confidence, dedication, commitment, accountability, exclusiveness, perseverance. Are these qualities of the body or qualities of the mind? Sollungalén. They are the qualities of the mind. And with these qualities, you can do any interactions. And development of these qualities is a spiritual endeavor. Our body alone is material. The inner personality is spiritual. And that spiritual personality has to be strengthened, deepened, broadened. It has to be elevated. It has to be intensified. We must be able to build quality after quality, all through a knowledge process. Knowledge process. Knowledge process. Any kind of a knowledge process, is it inner or outer? Now, what are the troubles in the interaction? I have thought about it. I feel that interactions are mostly physical, sensory. But as you take up any interaction and continue it for a while, you will find every time, concurrent with the interactions with the outside objects, persons, places and events, there will always be a measure of tension in you. Tension, stress, strain. Now I want you to distinguish between two factors: interactions and resulting tension. Interactions are sensory and physical, but tension and stress are boliye na? Inner. So unless you have an inner treatment to the tension, you will never be able to function well in your interactions. Tensions are, strains are, stresses are inner. The physical fatigue you can cure by sleep. If you have become hungry, then take some food. But what about the tensions of the mind, doubts of the intelligence? They can only be treated by a subjective process. First of all, you understand Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, what did he advise him? Krishna advised, spirituality is not sitting in a place, closing the eyes and concentrating and meditating. That is one side of it. But spirituality is far extensive in its scope. Spirituality should run concurrently with the interactional life. So this war you are going to fight. I am going to tell you, Arjuna, how is this war going to be spiritual? I don't understand whether you follow me. Are you with me? Yes. This war, I will make it spiritual, equal to the meditative absorption. How? Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labhau jaya jayau tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsisi. Arjuna, there will be no sinfulness in your war, in your fighting. 4.5 million warriors were present there. And at the end of the 18th day, all except 10 were killed. They fell. Can you imagine how colossal the war was? Has the world seen anything like this? And this took place in Kurukshetra, which is 145 kilometers away from New Delhi, the capital of India. People have found out so many things there that Kurukshetra is going to be more and more famous. 4.5 million. But 10, except 10, all were killed, and they fell. Arjuna thought that if I fight this war, I would be responsible for this huge en masse slaughter. So he started shuddering. He said, no. Here is the formula for you. Sukha dukkhe same krutva. What? Sukha and dukkha be equal. You say grief, then correspondingly joy also is there. Joy follows grief and grief follows joy. Neither of them can be alone there. Either both of them alternating each other or none. So if you have grief, that grief has followed joy and it will be succeeded by joy alone. So for every grief you have two joys, and for every joy you have, tell me which is better. Huh? Tell me. Before experiencing joy, you had experiencing grief, you had joy, and succeeding it also. Apply the same formula. For every joy, you have two griefs. So which is better for us? This is the truth of life. So do not be preferring sukha, happiness, and do not be resentful about dukkha, unhappiness. But give them an equal place in your heart and mind. Sukha dukkhe same krutva. Similarly, do not fight for victory. Do not fight for gaining your kingdom. There is something wrong, anti-social before you. It should not be allowed, so fight. No personal motive should come in. Labha labhau jaya jayo. Either gain or loss, or victory or defeat. Develop a non-preferential and a non-prejudicial attitude towards both. Sukha-dukkhas are inevitable in life. Victory and defeat also are inevitable. You know, in sports, the winning team celebrates. But can they have a victory without somebody to oppose them and having been defeated? So they should be grateful to whom? Huh? No answer. They should be grateful to whom? The opponents. Without an opponent, can they play and win? So in any game, there will be victory as well as defeat. And the good player is he who never thinks about victory or defeat. He only plays. Plays. Our cricket people, while talking to the Prime Minister in India, some of them were repeatedly stressing it. We had no thought of victory, or we were not afraid of defeat. We had only the game and India before our mind. I was so happy to listen to you. My dear souls, all of you are fools. You don't understand how we can have the spirit and the pursuit of excellence. Do not constrict your mind with partiality, with preference and prejudice. Enrich your mind by a position, transcending both. Let the mind be free from the constriction. Allow the mind to function well and fully. Let it blossom. Every performance will be super excellent. Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labhau jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Then proceed to fight and sin will never overwhelm you. So, have you understood how all your interactional pursuit, whether it is in domestic friend, societal friend or professional friend, how all of them can be equally spiritual and you can assimilate all of them to get enriched and empowered every time. The formula is this. Tasmad asaktas satadam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma paramapnodi purusha. Therefore, my dear Arjuna, asaktas satatam karyam karma samachara. Whatever faces you, whatever is called upon, whatever is to be done from time to time, do it gallantly, nobly, magnificently, greatly and honorably. Do it in the best way, but never have a delusional clinging to anything. We were born and we have to live in the body joyously till the body drops. We should not contaminate our mind. We should not constrict our intelligence. We should not be assailed by undue doubt, undue indecision, undue obsessions, fears. Why? 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 Your body is not shaped by your parents. What shaped the earth and the sun? The same power has shaped your body. And you are carrying within it the great power. And you address it as the I. 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 You don't have to think of God because you always name Him as I. 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 This I is a reference to the changeless presence in the whole universe. You cannot find anything changeless anywhere in the universe. Let the scientists ransack everywhere. They will never find anything changeless or everlasting as the I. When did you start saying the I? Maybe when you were 1.5 or 2 years. My body is 92 years old. I have been saying this I. Body has changed, mind has changed, intelligence has changed, world has changed. The sun is getting exhausted. The earth is wearing out. Everything is changeful. But the I in me is changeless. Changeless. It's a reference to the supreme reality. What further reference do I need? When I say I, it's a direct reference to the supreme. I don't know whether you are with me. Huh? Are you? Can I trust you? Yes. Lift your hands and then say, my dear God, I have understood the truth. I will no more call you. I will no more remember you. Because in the very statement you have put Him first. I remember, I forget, I do, I worship. In this the worship is the first or the I the first? You have got it. It is redundant to think of God. It is unnecessary to think of Him. When you understand that you are making a reference to Him by saying I. As long as the I is in you, are you spiritual or not? Huh? Yes. Even if you are in the professional front, is the spiritual you present there? Yes. Or material you? Spiritual you. So naturally the profession will become spiritual. When I, the spiritual, go there, it will become spiritual. When I see, my sight becomes spiritual. When I think, it becomes spiritual. When I start reasoning, it becomes spiritual. This is the way you have to go. Then what will be the result? The entire world we see with our 5 senses. When you look at the world, you instantly will say, it is infinitely various. I am asking you, is the world various or is it only 5? Why 5? Before the eyes it is sight, color and shape. Before the ear it is sound. Before the nose smell. Before the tongue taste. Before the skin touch. Is there anything beyond? Tell me. So can you say along with me from today, my dear world, you are only 5-fold before me. There is no infinite variety. Only 5. And when the 5 trickle down, the mind responds to the 5 in the form of pleasant and unpleasant responses. So in the mind level, what is this world? In the sensory level, the world is 5. In the mind level, it is 2. And when you go to sleep, Where is this world? Who sleeps? You sleep. Who are wakeful? You are wakeful. So you are wakeful for 16 years and you are sleeping for 8 hours. It has no value. Without sleep, can you wake up? So you wake up from sleep, and from wakefulness, where are you going to? Sleep. Huh? You wake up from sleep and you are wakeful only to sleep. You may do 16 hours of activity. But after that, what? All the interactional impacts of the 16 hours of the day are in an instant wiped off by the mind. So what is the power of the mind? During the 16 hours, children would have been born, people would have died, many notorious things would have taken place, pleasant things also. All the responses in you completely wiped off in an instant, and you are put to sleep for 8 hours. So what is the power of the mind? What is the power of the inner presence? Is it not powerful enough to obliterate the entire world? Huh? Keeping such a mind, are you a slave of the world or are you a master of the world? When are you going to become? Will you put so many different designs are put on the shirt? Please ask them to design master of the world. Master of the world. You should get this. Within how many days will you wear it? See, we are a master of the world. We make the world 5 and we make it 2. Thereafter, push, wipe off. Again we wake up. The world never wakes up or sleeps. We alone wake up. And this world is a result and an outcome of our wakefulness. Our wakefulness. And what is sleep? It is a nothing and a nowhere. Suppose you sleep on your cot, do you remember it? Are you conscious of the cot and the bed? You are not conscious of the body, mind, intelligence, ego and the world. But you are not lost. The I remains safe there. To wake up and then say, I slept. So between the I and the world, tell me which survives all along? The I. And what can your professional life do in the matter of constricting your I? So it is not balancing, it is sublimating, enriching, empowering, elevating, edifying your professional life. The spiritual pursuit should include and incorporate the domestic life, the professional life, and the societal life alike. When you reach such a state, we call him the mighty performer, the mighty enjoyer, and the mighty sufferer. Sage Vasishtha tells Sri Rama, become a Mahakarta, Mahabhokta. Become a magnificent performer and a magnificent experiencer. Am I making it clear?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Do you think that this is within your possibility?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Huh. It is knowledge, my dear souls. Human intelligence alone can explore into it and master it. Nothing else. Intelligence itself is knowledge. It is the tool. At the same time, it is knowledge. Wherever the intelligence is there, automatically knowledge is there. So Arjuna's intelligence was made vibrant and active by Krishna, using himself the tool of intelligence. Krishna speaks about a personality. You must have an oceanal mind. Now we have a WELL, well mind. tank mind, not even a lake mind. But you should have an oceanal mind. What is that mind like? So many rivers are flowing on into the sea. Some of the rivers are very huge, wide and broad and deep. You will feel the oceans will overflow, but nothing happens. The ocean is so vast and so deep. Every inflow is received and assimilated by it. Similarly, your mind should become oceanal in character, oceanal in nature and magnitude, as a result of which all interactions and interactional results flowing into them will be dissolved and assimilated. Every inflow is assimilated. Salinity is passed to it. All the slush and dirt go down and it becomes the sea water. Similarly, interactions have proceeded from our mind, subsisting on the mind and dissolving in the mind. So mind is the ocean and the interactional impacts are like the rivers. This is the type of personality that you should develop. And you can, as Arjuna developed, Sri Rama developed it when he was 16 years old, and so many others developed it. They had the same body which you have, the same mind, the same intelligence. And the world also is the same. So why not we? Why not we? Why not I? And that too here and now. முடியுமா? எப்போ முடியும்? Okay.
Poojya Swamiji. Okay, shall we have, do we have time for few questions? Okay. Yes, if you, one moment. So dear all, we have heard Swamiji's lecture. So now it's time for question and answer. There are volunteers here with question slips. But if you do not want to write on the slips, you prefer to ask directly to Swamiji. Oh, slip only. Sorry, slip only. So just hands up and we will pass the slips. Anyone? Any questions?
You know why they are asking you to write? One reason from our side I can think of is we value these questions and sometimes we publish them in our journal. Vichara Setu, the path of introspection, English journal, which we have been running for more than 50 years.
The volunteers will be moving around. Just kindly raise your hand. Anyone?
You be here, let the distribution be done by them, you read the question. Arey, why are you going? Tell them.
Questions?
You have a question now in hand?
Yes, I can ask a question. Okay, this is actually from myself. Later I'll write. Later I can write it down.
Until you see, if you are not to see, otherwise give the preference to them.
Okay.
If you have, you read.
Okay.
Because nothing else is received.
All right. Swamiji, just now you illustrated a very brilliant example of Arjuna in his professional pursuit together with his how he uses, how he's benefited by spiritual enlightenment by Krishna. Okay, how my question is, while pursuing our professional lives, how do we discriminate between aspiration, dreams, our desire in professional to achieve the best that we can? How do we can you guide us on that? How do we can you guide provide guide on how we can discriminate between desires and aspirations, and how can we properly calibrate this in moving forward with our career?
How can we?
Properly balance this.
Have you written it?
Not yet.
Give me. No. Don't write further. So you want a distinction between desire and aspiration, is it?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Aspiration is actually a quality, a very noble, deep quality of the mind and heart. We generally say spiritual aspiration. Aspiration for liberation. Aspiration for self-knowledge. So it is used in the context of something very lasting and very fulfilling. Desire is for short-living things, objects of the world. I have a desire to get a car. I would like to have a building of my own. These are called desires. Aspiration is totally different. It is of a very higher level. So, desire by itself cannot bring anything in our life. If you have a need, work on that need, fulfill it. Desire constricts the mind. Suppose you want to have a house. By desiring, can you have? Or plan for buying a house. What is your income? How much are you able to save? Will you be able to make the initial investment and seek a bank loan, etc.? It is actually a mathematical calculation that is working there. How can desire be there? I want to have a building. I desire. By desire, has anybody achieved anything? So all outcomes follow effort. Tell me now. Every outcome is following an effort. An effort cannot be a desire. An effort is a well-directed move to achieve a certain reasonable end or outcome. That is how our life should be shaped. So we would work on needs and we should try to fulfill them using the requisite means and measures. It has nothing to do with desire. Please drop your desire and work on whatever you need in your life. Try to fulfill it by legitimate means and methods. Improve your skill, improve your merit. Try to deserve to get more. When you improve the skill and the merit, automatically your performance will be rated more. That is the way to grow. I generally tell some good people, do not desire a promotion, but deserve it. If you are a good employee, a dedicated employee, and you are efficient and you are trustworthy, management will be all out to promote you. Suppose you don't have these qualities, I say, even in the eye of your enemy, you should be the right man to be promoted. Develop quality, skills and performance in such a manner that the promotion will come to you unasked. I have known a person who belonged to the middle manager. He is a brahmachari now. He has started writing books. He was telling me, Swamiji, throughout my professional life, I have never sought an enhanced remuneration. I have never sought a promotion. But he was very well promoted. So will promotion come to you the desireful, or will the promotion grace you to the deserving? Please do so. Deserve it. And stop the idea of desire. Work on need. If you need to purchase a more valuable car and you have the resources to do it, plan it well and execute it. No desire is necessary. If a higher car cannot be afforded by you, never think about it. Drop every thought. This is how you have to work, being intelligent. So aspiration or desire are poles apart. Aspiration is a very great quality. What are you aspiring for? I am aspiring for something very great. We use the word aspiration. Mumukshu means one who aspires for liberation. That is the English translation.
Okay. So next question by Anuprita. How to deal with anxiousness during uncertain times at work that is beyond your control? How to deal with anxiousness at anxiousness. Anx-
See, this is a very general statement which I won't be able to answer specifically. How to deal with anxiousness during uncertain times at work. That is beyond your control. We lived for the whole period in a hotel in America, California. One day there was a fire alarm. When the fire alarm was raised, it was right in the hall. We all felt that something has gone wrong. There was no panic at all. So many other people exited and went out to the building. We were almost the last people to get out. Remained there patiently. The fire engine had come. Ultimately they found there was nothing of a fire. It was only a smoke by some improper use, etc. What are you to do? Can anxiety do anything? You should train the mind not to be unduly anxious at all. And it is possible. What do you mean by uncertain times at work? Beyond your control. If something is beyond your control, why should you be anxious? Huh? Suppose you are traveling in a ship or going in an aircraft. What will happen if the aircraft falls? What will happen if my ship capsizes? Will you think like that? If it capsizes, it will, and we will all die. Or some will escape. So this anxiety is a negative quality which tries to disturb the human mind. That is why you are told, rely upon God. I know of people who say, Swamiji, I have no fear because God is with me. God is with me. You think that it is a belief. God is with me now. You are surrounded by God and penetrated by God because He is all pervading. You understand that you are surrounded and penetrated by Him. Then who should fear? God should fear or you should fear? Huh? Nobody is there to say God should fear. See? Are you so ignorant? Huh? If God is dwelling in us, all anxiety, it should be belonging to Him. So I think you should make it lightly and dissuade the mind to be unnecessarily anxious. Any outcome when it comes, we will face it. Imaginary outcome need not be built at all. Imaginary fears should be avoided. Practical fears should be acted upon. You are walking on the footpath. You find a vehicle coming to you and he is already too much on your side. What will you do? You will move away. But imaginary, if you go on fearing, everything is only fearful, frightening. And if you tell me more about it personally, then I shall tell you how to deal with that anxiety and how the mind can be pacified. Next question.
Pranam Swamiji, you mentioned that professional life is integral part of spiritual life, like work is integral part of life. But to understand this, knowledge, jnana, is needed. But when we are spending a lot of time with work, how to really find time to gather knowledge and attend satsangs? How to build our mumukshanas? Sorry, this one needs a name. Your name? Jay.
See, now and then, can you not take some time, if you have time, to go to the ashram? Say, come to our ashram and stay for a while, if you can. Read some of the books we have written. Our journal you try to subscribe and read. Out of the 16 hours of the wakeful hours, can you not spend about half an hour or 40 minutes for this kind of an inner enrichment? What prevents you from doing it? You want something to be delivered into your mouth or what? See, you have spent, the other day I was asking medical education, about the medical education of a person. 13 or 14 years after becoming a graduation, he has to spend to become a doctor. 13, 14, 15 years, can you imagine? And then this great knowledge which you are speaking about, can you not spend some time? So every day make it a point to read. How much shall I say? Spend half an hour in reading. Some good spiritual literature which will tell you about the mind, intelligence and the eye. Nothing else. Do not read mystic books. No mysticism. Never indulge in it. But read about the mind and handling the mind, intelligence, enlarging the intelligence, etc. Then I wanted to tell you even otherwise. We are active and wakeful for 16 to 17 hours of the day. It will work out to 1020 minutes. Out of these 1020 minutes, set apart 20 minutes for nourishing the mind and the intelligence. We are spending about 2 to 2.5 hours for feeding and nourishing the body. But the body itself is inert. It is animated and activated by the inner personality. How is it that you never care for the inner personality, nor do you try to nourish it? From today onwards, you take a decision. I will spend every day 20 minutes for inner nourishment. What will you do then? Follow me very carefully. I want you to purchase something like an asana for you to sit. On that you should alone sit, nobody else. And it should be used only for this kind of a sitting or meditation. Sit there, cross-legged. Interlock your fingers. As steady as possible, let your body be. Close your eyes. Now hear me well. I will take the trouble of making you understand if the point is not clear. Our mind is very vast. Do you agree? Because you are seeing such a huge expanse, sky, sea, etc. So the body is not limited like what you see. The body is limited, but the mind inside is very vast. So use a portion of that mind to observe the inner processes, to observe the mind processes. Why I say mind processes? The mind can think, it can memorize, it can feel, it can have many emotions, it can also reason, everything it can do. What the mind does, you don't know. Leave it to the mind. Let the mind do whatever it likes. But you should observe the process. What further? Never follow it. Never follow it. Never try to think anything about it. Only observe. So nothing in the way of a mental process should there be except you are having noticed it instantly. I only want you to observe. Observe, observe and observe. Witness, witness and witness. Do nothing else. Let it be sorrowful, let it be joyful, let it be frightening. Whatever it may be, you only observe and spend 20 minutes like that. Get up. This is all what I want you to do. In this way, you will find, as we are constantly associated with the objects through the senses, here you will find your mind itself is getting associated with the I within. It is a process of infusion that will follow. All that I want you to do is this. To be spiritual, to strengthen your spirituality, to grow inwardly, to improve the mind and the intelligence, this is the only exercise required. And this exercise is absolutely inner and mental. It has nothing to do with the body. It is only inner and mental. For 20 minutes you do like that. It seems Harvard University had produced a bulletin 2 years back in which they said, out of the 1020 minutes, you should spend at least 20 minutes for meditation. I don't like to say that, but all of you are enamored of Harvard University, so I am saying. I don't need their support. What you need is enrichment of your mind, enrichment and empowerment of your intelligence. When these two are enriched and empowered, your performance will be glorious, far more effective. Tensions will dissolve. Stress and strain will flee. And the type of attention that you can devote, for example, I say, anybody who is exposed to spirituality, whatever you understand, taking 1 hour's time, the time will be reduced, if not to 30 minutes, at least 40 minutes. 1 hour reading can be reduced to 40 minutes or 30 minutes reading. Like that, your efficiency will increase, capacity will increase, ability to think, remember, do, everything will grow. And this will happen in a matter of week. In a week's time, you will find the benefits. There was a boy in Delhi. One day he came to me. He was appearing for his graduate examination. Swamiji, what? I only look at the books, but nothing enters my mind. I am not able to concentrate at all. Examination is approaching. What shall I do? I said, you? I know that boy. Then I told him, do this and let me know after 4 or 5 days. He came to me on the 3rd day, he said all his problems resolved. The same I told 2 engineering boys. You know what I asked them? By inquiring I found, how many hours are you sleeping? They told me a very, very depressing figure. I said, close your books, go to sleep. Don't get up before 9 hours. And tomorrow is the examination. Okay, get up only after 9 hours. And I mean, little time is there, you can rehearse whatever you want. They passed and they are working very well. All that I asked them to do is this. My instruction for meditation, first part is sleep well and comfortably. Then only you think of meditation. Otherwise you will sleep. So whatever the body needs in the way of sleep, allow it to sleep. Is it clear? These 20 minutes will be, you cannot say, the nourishment the mind and the intelligence will get will be incalculably great. See, it is actually what? This process is in the mind level. And the mind is far above matter and energy. So any mental effort, its value we are not able to determine. Okay. See this Sarva Bhuta Hite Radaha. It is a phrase. These words are used by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 2 times. At one particular point, he emphasizes that the ascetics who are given to contemplation, especially contemplating upon the impersonal, imperishable, invisible, unmanifest truth, etc., they are always given to that. So they don't generally have a value for the world outside. So he says, these ascetics also are great, comparing them with devotees, provided he says, they remain sarva bhuta hite rata. They must be interested in the welfare of all creatures. That is a condition he enjoins even on the ascetics who are given to absolute inner contemplation. We have a great proverb, a proverbial statement. Vasudhaiva kutumbakam. Can you say that? Vasudhaiva kutumbakam. Vasudhaiva kutumbakam. The word Vasudha means the earth. Vasudha eva kutumbakam. Our family is the whole earth. This is India, my dear souls. We have always been adoring nature. We were handling nature just like we would handle our mother. So our heart and mind should always think about Mother Nature and whatever our mother, she has shaped our body and the same nature is all around. So anybody who has no concern for nature and for the other living beings, how can he be considered a noble human, including the ascetics? The ascetics cannot say, I want only contemplation. How can he say that? Nature provides the air, provides water, provides the gravitational earth. So this subject is very important. They must have picked up the subject because they are starting this Kalvimaya. So that is a humble beginning. I hope it will become a great development in the days and years to come. So every one of you should be interested in the subject and also interested in this humble beginning of SIRD. I would like as many people as possible to take interest in the program, contribute in terms of ideas, in terms of other things, so that this project can be taken up. It cannot be a creeping project. It should be a galloping project according to me. It should not be creeping. It should gallop. We should be able to include as many children as possible. I have a great concern for these children. What they require is a confidence building. They must have hope, confidence, a sense of assurance in them. Our body may be limited, but our mind is unlimited. The poor people has the most powerful and heroic minds. The rich people always have a timid mind. See, the difference is this. The growth of the mind is different from the growth of the body. So I think this confidence, most probably their parents are not able to give. So somebody will have to take up the mission and build confidence in them, hope in them, make them resourceful. They should not flee from any adverse situation. They should face. Human life is meant for such overwhelming, outliving, overpowering. Why should we allow other things to overpower us? We have got a mind of tremendous power by which we can overwhelm and overpower other things. As I told you, our mind should overwhelm all the impacts of interactions, assimilate them, and be like the ocean, assimilating the river inflow. These ideas should be put across to them in their own language, and we have found the children react very well when told properly. Okay. I shall conclude the session. Samvedya varjidamanuttamamegamadhyam Sambhitpadam vikalanam kalayan mahatman Hridyeva tishtha kalanarahita kriyam tu kurvan agartrapadamehitya samoditashri kurvan agartrapadamehitya samoditashri. Now we shall have a conclusional Omkara. One time, as before, take your pose for it by interlocking your fingers and doing the other parts. Harihi Om Tassat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru.